Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. South African politics never gives us a quiet week, and next Monday is shaping up to be another headline grabber. The Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Julius Malema, is set to appear in the East London Magistrate's Court. The matter is scheduled for Monday, the 29th of September 2025, at 9 o'clock in the morning, in the Eastern Cape. And no, it is not another rally or fiery speech in Parliament. This time, it's a courtroom showdown, and the whole country will be watching. Now, Malema in court is nothing new. Over the years, he's had more cases trailing behind him than some small-town lawyers. From corruption allegations to incitement charges, from land expropriation remarks to his famous "Kill the Boer" song trials, Malema has been no stranger to South Africa's judicial corridors. And yet, every time he steps into a courtroom, it becomes less about the law alone and more about the theatre of politics. This upcoming judgment in East London is no different. It isn't just a dry legal matter, it's a political event, a test of Malema's resilience, and once again, a moment that will shape how supporters and critics see him. If you think about it, Malema has a unique way of turning legal challenges into political opportunities. Every court appearance is used as a rallying cry, a way to reinforce his image as a revolutionary under siege from the system. Supporters see a fearless leader standing against the establishment, while detractors see a reckless populist who thrives on provocation. But let's break it down. The East London Magistrates' Court is not a stage Malema picked. It's a venue imposed by the justice system, yet it might as well have been booked like a stadium rally. We know how the EFF operates. On the morning of the judgment, you can expect a sea of red berets in East London. There will be singing, toying, and placards declaring Malema's innocence long before the magistrate even enters the room. In fact, EFF gatherings outside courtrooms often look like mini festivals of defiance, sometimes more lively than branch meetings. But here's where the story gets interesting. The timing could not be more dramatic. South Africa is in the middle of one of its most tense political periods. The Government of National Unity is wobbling, the ANC is battling internal divisions, the MK party is reshaping KwaZulu-Natal's landscape, and the DA is flexing muscles in coalition talks. And in the middle of all of that, Malema is waiting to hear whether the gavel will fall in his favor or not. It almost feels scripted, like one of those long-running political soap operas where the main character always finds a way to stay in the center of the plot. Now, if the judgment goes against him, Malema could face penalties that might restrict his freedom or at least tie him up in lengthy appeals. Imagine the headlines, Malema convicted. That would send shockwaves across the political arena. The EFF would likely spin it as a political conspiracy, claiming the state is trying to silence the voice of the poor. On the other hand, if Malema walks out victorious, expect him to immediately grab a microphone outside the courthouse and turn it into a declaration of strength. He'll probably say something like, "They tried to finish me, but I'm still here." And let's be honest, he's good at that. Humor aside, there is something very telling about how South Africa's politics and law constantly collide. Malema has built a career on testing the limits of the Constitution and the patience of the courts. Sometimes it's through bold rhetoric, sometimes through legal battles. Either way, he manages to keep himself firmly in the headlines. And that's part of his strategy. In politics, being talked about, even negatively, is often better than being ignored. East London itself has now become part of this unfolding drama. Normally, it's a city known for its beaches, Mercedes-Benz plant, and quiet Eastern Cape life. But for a few days, the spotlight will be firmly on that courthouse. Journalists, political analysts, and ordinary citizens will gather, waiting to see whether the Red Beret commander walks out smiling or walks out planning an appeal. And this is where the humor sneaks in. Only in South Africa could a court case feel like the season finale of a political TV show. You've got suspense, anticipation, side characters singing outside, and a lead actor who knows how to play the crowd. Honestly, if politics was a sport, South Africa would be competing for gold medals every year. Of course, this also raises serious questions. How much of our justice system is consumed by political theatre? Does every high-profile case get reduced to a spectacle instead of a sober legal process? And how does the ordinary South African, struggling with unemployment and service delivery failures, process all this? For some, Malema's battles are a distraction from their daily struggles. For others, they are proof that the powerful are being held accountable, at least sometimes. So, Monday's judgment is more than a legal decision. It's a moment that will ripple into Parliament, coalition talks, and maybe even the 2026 local elections. Malema's personal fortunes are tied to his political project, and vice versa. If he loses in court, he may try to win bigger outside of it. If he wins in court, he will celebrate it as another step in his unstoppable march to power. Either way, his opponents won't have much rest. And if you think the story ends on Monday, think again. South African politics has a way of dragging these sagas out for months, sometimes years. Appeals, counter-appeals, public statements, party rallies, it becomes an ongoing series. So buckle up, because whatever happens, this is not the last time we'll be talking about Malema in a courtroom. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Do you think Julius Malema will walk free in East London, or do you believe the magistrate will hand down a harsh judgment? And what do you think the political fallout will look like? Will it weaken the EFF or energize it even further? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of South Africa's most dramatic upcoming moments, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with friends who enjoy political analysis with a touch of humor. That's it for today's breakdown of Malema's courtroom date with destiny. Monday promises to be eventful, and we'll be here to unpack it all. Until then, stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, see you next time.